Okay, so today we are doing a deep dive on the Blustream Custom Pro 8x8 Matrix. Specifically, if you're wrestling with that absolute headache of high-performance 4K video distribution across, say, a dozen displays.
Right.
This box, the PRO88HBT100CS, is pretty much the brain you need for that operation.
It really is. It's designed from the ground up for these advanced, complex installations.
So what's the core of it?
Well, at its most basic, you have an 8-input, 8-output routing solution, and it's fully equipped for 18 GBP sources.
Which means HDMI 2.0?
HDMI 2.0 and, crucially, HDCP 2.2 compliance. That bandwidth is what future-proofs you for the latest encrypted 4K content.
What I find fascinating, though, is the immediate expansion. You say 8x8 Matrix, but it secretly supports 12 displays at once.
Exactly, because of those 4 built-in simultaneous HDMI outputs.
That kind of built-in flexibility, that's just massive for a big commercial job.
Right.
Or even a high-end residential one.
Oh, absolutely. And it also solves the infrastructural headache by using HDBaseTs.
Right, so the entire system, video, audio, control, it all just runs over one CAT cable.
One single CAT cable. We're talking 4K 60 Hz, 4.4.4 UHD video delivered up to 70 meters.
And for 1080p.
Standard 1080p stretches all the way to 100 meters.
Okay, and we know POSI power over cable is included. That's for powering those HDBaseT receivers like the HEX100CS RX units.
Yep.
But does relying on that, does it limit the complexity of the receiver units you can use?
Not at all. It's actually a really smart quality of life feature for installers.
How so?
POSI just minimizes the need for those bulky power bricks behind every single screen. It simplifies the whole install.
So you're powering them directly from the Matrix?
Directly. It keeps the receiver units efficient and light, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to mount a display cleanly.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. This is the one technical detail that I think changes everything for integrators.
Let me guess. The CSC.
The Advanced Color Space Conversion, yes.
This is the Matrix basically acting as a universal interpreter, a bit like a translator at the UN.
I like that analogy.
You might have 10 high-end 4K screens and, say, 2 older 1080p projectors running from the very same source. The CSC technology performs independent downscaling of that huge 4K 60 Hz 4.4.4 input.
Independent. That word is key. It means the days of downgrading the whole system for one old screen are just over.
Precisely. If one output goes to a 1080p screen, the Matrix scales the stream only for that output.
Okay.
And if another screen doesn't support the full 4.4.4 color space, the Matrix automatically gives it a 4K 60 Hz 4.2.0 signal.
So every display just gets the best picture it can possibly handle.
Exactly. Without compromising the original UHD quality on your better displays.
And that fidelity carries over to audio, right? I saw this thing handles all the known digital formats.
It does. Full support for True HD, Atmos, DTS HD Master Audio, and DTS:X, the works.
The audio flexibility seems pretty significant too, especially for local zone control.
It is. You have 8 simultaneous coaxial digital outputs and also variable line-level analog LR outputs.
Which lets you route audio to separate amplifiers or local sound systems super easily.
And crucially, those analog outputs have independent volume control right there on the Matrix.
And you could, for example, embed an analog audio input, say from a local mic, onto any HDMI input.
You can. Think about that conference room scenario. A presenter doesn't have to run a cable all the way back to the central rack. They just plug in locally.
Okay, so let's shift from signal quality to system management. How do you control this beast when it's buried in a rack somewhere?
Well, you've got a lot of options. The source material shows a web interface module for quick configuration.
Where web interface is standard now.
Right, but you also have bidirectional IR and the classic RS-232 support.
And TCP/IP control, of course.
Of course. That's baked in, which ensures it integrates with all the major control systems, especially since they provide third-party drivers, and it's all in a standard 2U 19-inch rack form factor.
So if we pull back and look at the bigger picture, what's the key takeaway here?
I think the real value is that synthesis of uncompromised video spec, the 18 gig HDR capability, with the really pragmatic real-world usefulness of that CSC downscaling.
It's a system designed to just work no matter what displays you plug into it.
That's it, exactly.
So here's a final thought for you to consider. The power of this unit, it really seems to boil down to how it manages complexity. You have front panel buttons, IR, RS-232, and IP control.
A lot of layers.
A lot of layers. That provides significant redundancy. So think about this. How does that combination of robust multi-layer control fundamentally change the reliability of integrating a system like this? That peace of mind, knowing it'll be manageable even if one control method fails, that's really what you're buying.